So very good morning to all the students of class plus 2C, and we are doing chapter deep water. We have done first page in detail, the introduction of William Douglas in detail, and the gist of the chapter also what's there. I interacted with you all also about your phobias and aversions yesterday only. So as you can see, the protagonist of this chapter, the main character of this chapter is William Douglas. He is the author himself. So this chapter is actually autobiographical in nature. So writer has written about his own life. As a child, he was having aversion to water. Fine. He was having phobia of facing the water, and how that phobia was formed as a child and how he overcame that phobia. The story is all about that. Fine. Yesterday, I asked many students as somebody was saying I am scared of heights, somebody was saying I was scared of lightning, and fine, everybody was having their own phobias, but we never try to overpower or overcome our phobias by putting in some efforts. We need to put in some efforts, only then we are able to you can say overcome it. And the only way to overcome any aversion or phobia, aversions and phobia weren't same thing. So if you want to overcome any aversion or phobias, then we have to face it actually. Without facing, we are not able to overcome any of the phobia in our lives. Fine. So this is the theme of the chapter. Along with that, the story is all about willpower, motivation, inner self motivation, and how your surroundings they knock you down. There will be circumstances which will knock you down again and again, but it's up to you whether you want to stand up and you can say follow the with determination to overpower your aversions, overcome your aversions, or you want to sit and just give up. Fine. So in this story, William Douglas, who's the also the author of this chapter, he has narrated his childhood experiences. So first experience we have already discussed with a page number 25. I'll be sharing screen with you. From there, it will be clear. You can just read. Tell me if you can see. Yes. Is that clear, beta? Can you see the screen? There are some words also which are written there. This much is, I guess, fine. Okay. Clear? We'll be doing these words side by side. Whenever any particular word comes, I'll be telling you the meaning. The first word we have already done, treacherous. That was on first page. Those who have joined now, they can note down. Treacherous is dangerous. Fine. On very first page, we have the word treacherous. That means involving danger or dangerous. Clear? Then on very first page, beta, YMCA is written. YMCA is abbreviation for Young Men Christian Association. Note down, you must know, आपने YMCA word ही use करना है, but you're not supposed to use the full form. But I'm telling you, you should know. YMCA stands for Young Men Christian Association. Clear? So on the very first page, we were having these two words only. Now come on page number 25. In the you can say in the first paragraph, William Douglas, he has discussed that how as a child he wanted to learn to swim, and rather than going to Yakima River, which is quite deep enough for a child to learn to swim, his mother says that Yakima River is treacherous, it's very dangerous for you, so you should not learn swimming there. So for better option for you is YMCA pool. So there is one association, there is one club where different kind of activities go on. Swimming pool is also one of the part of it. So she suggested you go to YMCA and there you can learn to swim. And there is one pool which is 3-4 deep higher from one side and 9 feet higher on the other side. So it is meant for both the categories, adults as well as children. So as a child, he was near about 10-year-old at that time when he started learning to swim. Clear? And that's why his mother suggested you should go to YMCA. So after that, on page number 25, from the beginning, however, I had an aversion to the water. This paragraph we have read, but I'm going to give you the gist again. So in this paragraph, William Douglas has mentioned that As a child, he was having the phobia of water, and how that phobia was formed when he was just 3 or 4 year old. He does not remember exactly, but he was just about 3 or 4 year old. At that time, he, along with his father, went to California beach, fine, and there he was standing, and water waves were coming and touching his feet, coming and going, and suddenly water waves knocked him down. He fell on the floor, he fell on the ground, and the water waves ran over his face. He was very scared at that time as a child, as a toddler. But his father, rather than picking him up, rather than comforting him, he started laughing. So that was the very first incident of Douglas' life when he faced danger, fear, and that phobia was formed in his heart of hearts, you can say. Fine. But that phobia, how it increased, the degree of that phobia, that aversion increased with passage of time. When he joined YMCA swimming pool, there he had very unpleasant memory. But I must remember these two incidents are very important. How he formed that aversion. First, when he was 3 or 4 year old, and he was at the California beach. Your fact should be clear. I'll be asking in between, right? So second, now my introduction to the YMCA, you can see uh, they have mentioned. Let me change the page now. Yes, I told you I discussed this paragraph with you, beta. ये वाला discuss हो चुका है. Now I'm going to start from this. My introduction. Fine, this much we are going to read now. My introduction to YMCA swimming pool revived unpleasant memories and stirred childish fears. I prefer to read from my own book. That's why I'll be reading from my book. You can use the screen also, fine. So Douglas says, but better my voice is audible to all of you. Kindly send me thumbs up so that I can know every child is getting my voice properly. It's understood. Those who were absent yesterday. Yes. Okay, beta. So my introduction to the YMCA swimming pool revived unpleasant memories and stirred childish fears, but in a little while I gathered confidence. Now, he is going to discuss his experience at YMCA, Young Men Christian Association swimming pool. It revived unpleasant memories. But Lakshit Sharma, I guess he's from class 10th again and again. I'm getting requests from class 10th children. I don't know why they get confused. Fine. So he is going to tell how his bad memories revived and stirred childish fears, but in a little while I gathered confidence. He was having that fear and phobia, but anyhow, he just gathered the confidence of swimming and went over there at YMCA pool as per his mother's suggestion. I paddled with my new water wings, watching the other boys and trying to learn by aping them. Aping means copying someone, and by following them. Paddling is paddled means moved on water, and aping is imitating. Clear? When you imitate someone, when you try to copy, he was just seeing that many children over there, they were just trying to swim, and he was just trying to copy them by seeing how they are using the water wings, how they're entering the pool, and how they are trying to swim. And I did this 2 or 3 times on different days and was just beginning to feel at ease in the water when the misadventure happened. Underline. Abhi isko, I guess it was just, you can say, the time of 2 or 3 days that he has joined that pool, and he's trying to be comfortable as he could be. So when he was comfortable after 2 3 days, and now this is the time when misadventure happened with him. What was that misadventure? The second major incident of his life, which formed the phobia or aversion in his mind. Clear? I went to the pool. Beta, this is the incident. I went to the pool when no one else was there. The place was quiet, the water was still, and the tiled bottom was as white and clean as a bathtub. Means tiles were there at the bottom. The water of the swimming pool was very clear that he could see the bottom also. The tiles were there at the bottom. It was quite visible to him. And I was timid about going in alone. Why he was timid? He was, having hesitation of going there alone. And means when a person starts feeling shyness, then we say he's feeling timid. So he was saying that I was again feeling shy or timid because he was all alone. And probably then what happened? So I sat on the side of the pool to wait for others. He thought, ki, why should I enter the pool first? Let everyone join in, let everyone come, then I will do this. And I'll be aping them, copying them. And he was just trying to make himself comfortable. I had not been there long when in came a big bruiser of a boy. Now, bruiser here means boxer. Fine. A person who is, you can say, having such sportsman background and was having very good physique. He was quite healthy. And wait, there are some students. Okay, wait, let me make them enter. Sometimes they come, sometimes they do not enter. I don't know what they're doing. Yes. So what happened with that? What happened then? I had not been there long when in came a big bruiser of a boy, probably 18 years old. He had thick hair on his chest. He was a beautiful physical specimen with legs and arms that showed rippling muscles. He yelled, "Hi, skinny, how would you like to be dubbed?" See, a big boy. He was, you can say, a sample, a specimen of such, you can say, physique, like physical beauty, you can say. He was having such muscular body, good enough to show off. Clear? So he a lot of distractions are there because some children are trying to enter and leaving in between, so that's why, sorry for that. So he's saying with that he picked me up and tossed me into the deep end. What happened? That boy came with, you can say, specimen of beautiful physical, you can say, physique. He was having muscular legs and arms, very tall. He was a big boy, obviously, being a boxer, you can say, being bruiser of a boy. And as he came, he did not know who Douglas is. He did not know anything about him. They are not friendly even. And as just, teenagers are having the kind of attitude of, you can say, mocking at others or creating fun sometimes without any reason. So he thought, this boy is sitting here. Let me throw him into the water. That came into his mind. So without even knowing him, he says, "Hi, skinny." Skinny is the person who's very thin. So he firstly made fun of this William Douglas who's having skinny legs. And then he says, "How would you like to be dug? How would you like to be thrown into the water?" Before William Douglas could react, he just picked him up and tossed him deep into the water on the deep end. I told you YMCA pool was having two ends. On one side, it was 3-4 feet deep. On the other side, it was near about 9 feet deep, which is quite, you can say, a person normally is of 5 feet. Like I'm 5 feet 5 inches. People are like normally of this height in India, or can say in normal height of human beings is more than, it can be 5-6 feet only. So a child who is not even 5 feet tall, or maybe near about 5 feet, he's thrown into the 9 feet deep height, you can say. And he was tossed. Not just, he just did not, you can say, just touched him and he fell into the water and he could come out. No, he just picked him up and tossed him. And when tossing is there, definitely is going to touch the surface. And what happened after that? I landed in a sitting position, swallowed water, and went at once to the bottom. I was frightened, but not yet frightened out of my wits. What does it mean? He's saying that I was scared. I was very scared, but I was not that scared that I was out of my wits. Out of my wits means when you're out of your senses. His mind was still working. When he was going down and hit the bottom of the swimming pool, his mind was still working and he was getting ideas that whenever I will be hitting the bottom, I will try with my full force. I will try to, you can say, come out of the water. And when I just planned that when I hit the bottom, I will be, hitting my feet at the bottom and just I will try to make a big jump and I will leap out of the water and I'll try to paddle because he knows the paddling only. He has just initial stage of swimming he has started. So I'll be able to come out. So that plan he was making while going down. He was not out of his wits. Clear? So on next page now. So this is the thing. It seemed a long way down. This paragraph. It seemed a long way down. Those 9 feet were more like 90, and before I touched bottom, my lungs were ready to burst. See the condition of that boy. Sometimes without knowing the consequences, when we do some action and consequences are very dangerous, it is very common when children then go to new places and they join some colleges and ragging or some kind of concepts that people just do it for the sake of fun, but actually it's not funny at all. One should know the consequence. Firstly, think of the consequence. If I do this, what will happen next? And then if it is acceptable or if you accept with yourself, then do it with others. If it is not acceptable to us, if we have been at the same place, then don't do it with others. Fine. So it's like that only. When he was going down, he was not out of his wits. It seemed a long way down. 9 feet seemed 90 feet to him. Before I touched bottom, my lungs were ready to burst. Why lungs? Because it's a technique how to breathe under the waters, how to inhale, how to exhale. Find there is technique of breathing system. He has not learnt yet because he's a beginner only. And he was already scared of waters and he's trying to overcome his phobia of childhood. And this happened to him, which added more into his phobia. Clear? So when my feet hit bottom, I summoned all my strength. Summoned is called upon, gathered. He summoned all his strength and made what I thought was a great spring upwards. And he tried to, you can say, jump upwards. I imagine I would bob to the surface like a cock. What does it mean? Bob to a surface means coming at once at surface like a cork. Cork is the, you can say, lid of a bottle. When you open a bottle, suddenly tuck noise comes and you are open or you are able to open that bottle. So in that way, he thought that I would be just bobbing up, like moving up in the water. When I will hit this bottom, I will just put my all strength upwards. I'll bob up the water and just like a cork of the bottle, I will just come out of the water. But it does not happen. It does not happen because it's not easy. When you're in the water, your body is more heavier and there is particular technique which he doesn't know. And instead, rather than coming outside the water, he went down slowly and slowly. I opened my eyes and I saw nothing but water, water that had, it's on next page, beta. You can also, if you're using books, then you can see there. Water that had a dirty yellow tinge to it. I grew panicky. Now he was very scared. Panicky here means panic also, but here it means alarmed. He was so shocked, alarmed, panic, a lot of emotions all together that what he's going to do. I reached up as if to grab a rope and my hands clutched only water. He started, you can say, suffocating. He started moving his hands rapidly in the water, but he could not grip rope, but only one thing was in his hands, that was water. I was suffocating. I tried to yell, but no sound came out. Then my eyes and nose came out of the water, but not my mouth. He tried to yell, he tried to shout, but no sound came. Then my eyes and nose came out of water, but not my mouth. His mouth was not able to come out of the waters. He was suffocating. He was just clutching water, holding on to water as if he's trying to hold some rope, but no rope was there. That was quite clear. Fine. So he failed, you can say. Now they had just mentioned flailed, but it's not failed, it's flailed. Flailed, it means moving arms and legs around without any control. When a person is drowning in the water, they start flailing, they start moving their arms, fine, they start suffocating. So I flailed at the surface of the water, swallowed and choked. I tried to bring my legs up, but they hung as dead weights, paralyzed and rigid. His legs were not responding, his arms were not responding as he expected it to be, as if somebody has caught paralyzed. He was not able to move it. They were rigid and stiff and hard. A great force was pulling me under, as if somebody was trying to pull him down. He was not able to come out of it. I screamed, but only the water heard me. I had started on the long journey back to the bottom of the pool. He tried to scream, he tried to shout, but no voice came out, obviously. Fine. And in that way, I had started on the long journey back to the bottom of the pool. Again, he started going down. He was just going down. Clear? I struck at the water as I went down, expanding my strength as one in a nightmare fights an irresistible force. So, beta, I guess we are left with 2-3 minutes. But before I continue, or we are having sixth period of English also. And most of you, after joining 2, 3, 4 periods, you people start giving up. You should learn from William Douglas only, at least. Fine, put in efforts and attend your sixth period also, because I'm not going to do this in detail, and I'm not going to, that much detail will not be done again. So you have to attend your sixth period of English also. I'll be speeding it up so that we can finish it off maybe. Fine, deep water. And one thing more, you were having your test yesterday, and I don't think so the participation was as I expected. Clear? More and more students should participate and send tests in valid time. Somebody was saying sending late. Okay, I accepted because you are having some reasons, valid reasons, but many of you, they haven't even sent the test. So if it comes to your assessment, don't expect from us that we will be assessing or giving marks to you. And if you are not responding, we will also not respond. It's vice versa. So if you are serious enough while giving tests, while attending classes, then we will be serious enough in response to that. Clear? So it's already 9:45 and time is there only 1 or 2 minutes, and we will be continuing better. Let me complete this paragraph at least. I struck at the water. And after that, I'll be ending this class. I struck at the water as I went down, expanding my strength as one in a nightmare fights an irresistible force. He felt as if some nightmare, some bad dream is going on, and he's not able to move his body. He's trying his force come out of it, but he's unable to. I had lost all my breath. He was not able to breathe now. My lungs ached. My head throbbed. I was getting dizzy. He started feeling dizziness, that he's going to, become unconscious. He started feeling. But I remembered the strategy. Again, he was not totally out of his wits. His mind was still working. I would spring bottom the down from the bottom of the pool, and I will try to come out like a cork to the surface. I would lie flat on the water, and I will strike out with my arms and thrash with my legs. Again, he was having another strategy, that again I will try my level best. See that, boys, you can say it's a thing to appreciate, that a boy who's drowning, he's not giving up, he's trying his level best. Then I would get to the edge of the pool and be safe. Same plan he just revived, that I will come out of with this plan. I will just like a cork of a bottle, I'll come out and start swimming and come out. I went down and down endlessly. I opened my eyes, nothing but water with a yellow glow, dark water that one could not see through. So this is the time when he could not see properly. His vision also started blurring. and he could see waters, yellowish color of water. His mind fainted, eyes fainted, and he was not able to breathe. He was not able to, now slowly and steadily he's losing his senses also, the power of thinking, you can say. By the time he remembers that how to come out of the water, but he's not able to. Clear? So from this onwards, we'll be reading in the next beta period, and then she's done. Okay.